Are you pregnant, or do you know someone who is? Then you should learn about the advantages of storing blood from your baby's umbilical cord right after the cord's been cut. Cells for Life will preserve the stem cells that can help your baby or family member in the future. These cells have been used to treat over 70 different diseases.
It's safe. Took about 5 minutes, and it was less expensive than we thought.
It gave us peace of mind with our first child, and we'll do Cells for Life again for our second.
For more information, visit cellsforlife.com.
Started Handymaids in 1998, and now we're in all of York Region, Markham, Richmond Hill. At Handymaids, we strive to customize everybody's cleaning needs, bi-weekly, monthly, one-time cleans, weekly cleans. The thing that sets us apart at Handymaids is we provide the highest quality maid service at the most affordable price. At Handymaids, our goal is to free up quality time for families.
Your club doesn't have sports art ellipticals. Get a new club. Sports Art Fitness. Built. The EcoPower motor on our commercial treadmills uses 32% less electricity, and they're maintenance free. Ka-ching. Sports Art Fitness. Built.
Hi everybody, it's Aaron Thomas. Welcome to another edition of Baby Talk 360. On today's show, we're talking to Dr. Elizabeth Joa about how to pick an OBGYN in Canada and in the United States. Plus news of the week and product reviews galore. All this and more on today's edition of Baby Talk 360. Welcome to Baby Talk 360 on the AC Media Network. My name is Aaron Thomas. We have a great show for you today. Dr. Elizabeth Joa, high-risk OBGYN, joins the program in a few minutes. But before then, what we do every single week is we bring you the latest news in the world of juveniles, babies, and anything that has to do with you as a parent. Here's the news of the week on Baby Talk 360.
An elderly Spanish nun appeared in court to face charges of stealing babies after hundreds of women filed complaints claiming their babies were taken from them at birth and given away in illegal adoptions. Doctors, nurses and religious workers at several hospitals in Spain are alleged to have sold babies for adoptions over decades after telling new mothers that their infants had died. Maria Gomez Valbueno is a charity nun from Madrid. She was questioned by a judge, yet invoked her right not to testify. One mother testified in court and was able to prove through DNA that her child who allegedly died was still alive 30 years later after being adopted by another family. Many alleged victims claimed that they had not seen a body or had been given death certificates. Coinciding with Sister Maria's court appearance, the Ministry of Justice held a meeting on Thursday with members of various associations of victims of illegal trafficking of children. Many families have found it difficult to track down babies that would now be adults, since birth records, death certificates and adoption papers were falsified. The ministry said it will gather various facts and investigate leads with the help of DNA testing.
That miracle baby, a jaw-dropping story of a last-minute discovery that gave two parents their newborn baby back. Their daughter had been declared dead. You're not going to believe what happened next. ABC's Cecilia Vega has that story for us.
Was it the power of a mother's intuition that drove this Argentine woman to insist on seeing her stillborn daughter one last time? The hospital staff told these young parents their baby, born 3 months premature, showed no signs of life. From the delivery room, her tiny body was sent to a refrigerated hospital morgue, and that's where she spent the next 12 hours until her parents came to say goodbye. We looked for a crowbar to open the box. I started to pry it open, and I took a deep breath. That's when my wife went over to look at the body first, and then she uncovered the hand and the face, and then there was a first whimper. The mother, Analia Buter, thought she was hallucinating, and then the baby girl moved. The hospital had already issued a death certificate saying the baby died of unknown causes. But it turns out her time in that refrigerated morgue may actually have helped her cling to life.
The temperature lowering so quickly actually acted to protect the baby because the brain didn't need as much oxygen.
Hospital staffers say the baby girl weighs just 2.5 pounds, but her strength is remarkable. She reportedly needed no resuscitation after her parents found her. And though she is now in intensive care, her condition is good.
You have to make sure that she's breathing on her own. You have to make sure that she's able to feed on her own. They can't know from one day to the next how she's going to do, if she's going to be able to make it.
For many, what happened in this town is nothing short of a miracle, which is why her parents named their tiny little girl Luz Milagros, Spanish for Miracle Light. For Good Morning America, Cecilia Vega, ABC News, New York.
We got to move to Alicia Silverstone right now. She's speaking out for the first time to take on the critics grossed out by what you see right there. Silverstone's practice of pre-chewing her son's food, feeding it to him like a mama bird. The video went viral, sparked all kinds of debate online, and ABC's Lindsay Davis is here now with what Silverstone had to say about all of it.
Something about this story just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So
it's something about that.
There's more where that came from. Some people are simply grossed out by the notion of pre-chewing food, but the clueless star isn't backing down from the practice known as pre-mastication. She is defiant despite some very public, shall we say, tongue lashings on mommy message boards. For many, this video of actress Alicia Silverstone pre-chewing her 11-month-old son's food was simply too hard to swallow. But now, for the first time, Silverstone is addressing those who've chewed her out over this parenting controversy, reportedly telling the audience at a screening for her new film, "People have been feeding their kids that way for thousands of years. It's a weaning process. I think it's adorable, and it makes me laugh every time he does it." The video, which Silverstone posted on her blog, showed her mouth feeding a bowl of soup to her 11-month-old son Bear, writing in a caption, "I fed Bear from my mouth to his. He literally crawls across the room to attack my mouth if I'm eating." But the video had thousands of parents crying gross and critics saying it was unhygienic. The Center for Disease Control warns pre-chewing food can transmit infectious diseases, strep, even tooth decay.
Just because something has been done in the past doesn't mean that it's the best thing to do now.
Jimmy Kimmel even coined a new word, asking parents to Silverstone their kids.
I asked parents to serve their children some pre-chewed food and upload those reactions to YouTube with the title, "Hey Jimmy Kimmel, I Silverstone my kid."
You don't want to take it from my mouth? Daddy ate all your Dino Bites and then chewed them up and spit it back out on your plate.
Silverstone stands by her actions, reportedly telling her film audience this weekend, "I wasn't trying to be independent or cause such a ruckus. I'm very glad that I did it." Silverstone apparently told the crowd she's even heard from supporters. "Every time my husband goes to the YMCA, some guy comes over and says, 'That's how we do it in the South.' I really wasn't trying to tell anybody what to do." This practice of pre-chewing food is still commonplace in some cultures, and of course mama birds do it all the time. And Silverstone seems to be taking the stance pretty much that this is something that she likes to do. It's not like she's trying to shove it down anyone's throat, but on
wow. Well, Lindsay, I'm so glad to see how much you've grown. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to Baby Talk 360 on the AC Media Network. So, got an email from one of our viewers saying, what do I do when I want to pick an OBGYN? So the first thing that I thought of is I got in contact with my good friend in Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. She's in a high-risk OBGYN. Her name is Dr. Elizabeth Joa. And I asked her, I said, Liz, what do we do? If you want to pick an OBGYN, what do you do? Had a really interesting talk with her. I found out some really cool things and key things that you should ask before you make your decision. Do you want a midwife? Do you want to go with your regular family doctor as an OBGYN? There are a lot of things to consider. Here's Dr. Elizabeth Joa right now with some of the tips for finding your best, and the very best for you, OBGYN. Welcome to Baby Talk 360, one of the best OBGYNs in Canada. Her name is Dr. Elizabeth Joa. Dr. Joa, how are you?
Oh, we're doing great. How are you, Aaron?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Only a couple of days left till D-Day. That's what I call Daughter Day. So I'm pretty excited. So, you know, the new family's coming along. But the topic of the show today is what to look for and how to find the best OBGYN for you as a patient. Now, in Canada, we have a different system than we have in the States. So I want to know, what should people look for, I guess, from their own healthcare providers, and asking, what should I look for when trying to find an OBGYN in Canada?
So I guess the first thing is do you really want an OBGYN, right? Because there are different care providers for women who are pregnant. There are also family doctors, and there's midwives. So I think you need to identify what your needs are and figure out who would be the best fit for you.
What would be the major difference between an OBGYN and a midwife and a family doctor?
So family doctors and midwives tend to do mostly low-risk obstetrics, whereas an obstetrician will do mainly high-risk but also low-risk obstetrics. Okay. Midwifery also tends to provide a little bit more support postpartum, which is something some women find useful.
Do you find right now that more people are choosing to go in one sort of route, or is it still the same way it's been over the past few years?
Well, I think it's fairly variable. We're seeing a lot less family doctors practicing obstetrics, so it's actually becoming more difficult to find a family doctor that does obstetrics.
Okay, so let's say what happened with myself and my wife, we went into our family doctor, great doctor. He gave us a referral to someone that he thinks is probably best, but we asked for 2 or 3 different referrals, and we actually wanted to go and meet with each doctor. And it's very hard in Canada to actually sit down to talk with a doctor and say, okay, why are you the perfect OBGYN for us? And it's really hard. So what do you suggest when people, do you think it's a smart idea to get 2 or 3 referrals and to see the facilities and to meet the doctors first?
I mean, I think that would be ideal, but the problem is, as you pointed out, we have limited resources in our system in Canada. So, unfortunately, a lot of it is also based on where you live. Some areas are actually being limited to as to where people can deliver. So, let's say BC Women's, because I practice in Vancouver, BC Women's is another big maternity hospital, and they're only allowed to take patients to deliver at that hospital that live within a certain radius of that hospital.
So what happens if someone comes in there and maybe you think that you're not the best OBGYN for them, even though you are, or they feel vice versa? Like, what do you say to that? Like, do you refer them on to someone else?
Oh, absolutely. We have that discussion when we first meet, and we talk about, how do you feel about delivering at Hospital X, because this is where I work and I deliver. This is how my services may differ from a family doctor or a midwife, and then patients will take some time to think about it, and then they'll come back, and I'm more than happy to refer them to someone who's a better fit for them.
So what would you think would be maybe the top few questions that, for that first consultation, the first time you're meeting your OBGYN, some of the things that you've actually think that are probably the best questions that people have asked you, that you should ask before you make that commitment?
I think you need to know where that physician practices, at which hospital, because that's where you're going to have your baby, and that's an important thing to know. And then that varies a little bit. If you're a high-risk patient, you need to know that that hospital does do high-risk obstetrics and that they have a special care nursery to help support that. If you're a low-risk patient, some patients have certain wishes. They may have wishes like water births and other ideas that are not always provided at all hospitals, so it's important to clarify that.
Oh, so there is quite a bit to ask the OBGYN. Okay. It's not as easy as we all think. We all can't get as lucky as having a referral to you.
Oh, well.
Well, you know, we originally were going to be referred to you, but we just thought the plane rides back and forth from Toronto to Vancouver were just going to be a little too much for us.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll let your wife on anymore.
Yeah, no, not at this point. Not at this point. Yeah. Here's my last question. Should you ask your family physician to refer you to maybe 2 different hospitals and then from there meet with 2 different doctors at once? Because, I mean, that's what happened with us. We wanted to see the best facility for us. And obviously that doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it does happen. You get a couple of referrals, you don't want to cancel an appointment. So do you think that's something that you may be seeing more part of right now these days?
We might be, but again, as someone who's a bit conscious of the resources and things, I can't really support making multiple appointments, and so at the same time, what I would suggest is, you know, starting with one person and then seeing if that's a good fit. If it's not, then having another referral afterwards.
And finally, Dr. Joe, a question for you. How do you think we compare to the U.S.? Because in the U.S., you can pretty much, you know, you're paying for it, so you get to decide on those types of things. Say you're a patient. You're pregnant, and I know you've had beautiful children. I've seen pictures of them. You're just you make beautiful children. It's unbelievable.
I have 5.
You make 5 beautiful children. It's ridiculous. So let's say you're in the U.S. Okay, you're undercover, Dr. Joa. Let's just say that. What are some of the things that you would ask and you would think that are going to be the most important things to you if you were going to be in the States and you were going to be trying to pick your OBGYN?
A lot about the system in the States, but my sister's actually recently moved down there, and what I've noticed is there's actually a fair bit of limitation as to what physicians people can actually choose. So we're being misled a little bit because it depends on what people have for insurance coverage, and certain companies will only cover certain physicians in certain hospitals. So you may actually have less choice in the States based on your insurance coverage than you do here, unless you decide to pay privately. But if you pay privately, it is really expensive. I mean, it's a lot more expensive than paying privately here, because there are options to pay privately here for people who come from out of country, etc.
Wow. And in the States, it's on average $33,000 to have a baby in the U.S. That's the cost. So
that is astronomical.
I know. That is more money than I make in 3 days. Wow. But that is pretty crazy. We take for granted the Canadian healthcare system, and we definitely take that for granted. But listen, you answered a lot of great questions. We appreciate it very much. We wish you all the best. Dr. Elizabeth Joa from Vancouver, British Columbia. And I know you're a big Canucks fan, and you want to say, go Canucks, go.
Go Canucks, go.
There you go. Dr. Joa on Baby Talk 360. Welcome back to Baby Talk 360. So every single week we like to do a little segment called Product Review. Now this week and the next week we're going to be doing product reviews. We're going to be reviewing a whole bunch of great products. Let's start the show off right now. It's Baby Talk 360 and it's this week's Product Review of the Week. Hi everybody, my name is Aaron Thomas and welcome to the product review section on Baby Talk 360. So with all these companies and products basically saying, hey, we're going to get you the best technology and the best products in the world to be able to make your own baby food, how do you know really what does the trick and what does the job? Well, we had a chance a couple of weeks ago to work with a great product called the Baby Brezza. Now, the really cool thing about the Baby Brezza is that it actually steams and blends. It does both of them. It's very hard to find something in this price range that does both of them. As you can see right here, it's compact, it's small, it's not big, and the cool thing about this that I found a lot of other products don't have, and it's a small little thing that this company thought of, it has little suction cups. So it sticks. It doesn't move anywhere. It sticks on your countertop, which is pretty cool because we tested about 3 or 4 other products. Some of them are bouncing around. So this is why we chose the Baby Brezza to showcase on the program today. So when you purchase it, it comes with, obviously you have your main dish over here where you'd put your food inside, the type of products that you'd want. And the cool thing is that if you're a parent and you want to make your child your own food, the great thing about it is you know what you're putting in. If you're buying apples from the supermarket, if you're buying fruit, whatever the case is, you know you're not getting any of that extra preservatives or any of those chemicals that could be in other types of food. So this is something great that you're actually making for your child. So what I'm going to do today is make some applesauce. So I cut up some apples. This is one of the basic recipes, and the great thing about the Baby Brezza comes with a great recipe book, and you can go on their website as well, www.babybrezza.com. And when you go to the website, there's recipes, you can go online, tons of stuff you can get. It's really great interactive form. So I'm going to make something very simple, applesauce. And the cool thing is, once again, it comes with some little storage you can get afterwards. You can if I want to make a ton of applesauce, I can make a ton of applesauce. I can freeze it, and then afterwards, when I want to just heat it up, I have an option on this thing as well. Push a little button, it heats it up. So it's really convenient. So with the magic of editing, I'm going to make some applesauce. You're going to wait 15 minutes. You're not actually going to see 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, we're going to see how my Baby Brezza applesauce turned out. Give me 1 second and we're going to find out. So we took 15 minutes to make some applesauce. This thing was awesome. Put the apples inside of it, and basically it steamed it and turned on, and within 10 seconds after doing its blending, here we have some applesauce. Now I'm going to taste this applesauce right now. Pretty simple. And the other cool thing about this product is that it is completely dishwasher safe. So that's a really nice thing. See that steam that's coming out of that? I mean, that is that is good. The gooder stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is take this off. So, oh yeah, smell that applesauce. My little daughter is going to absolutely love this. Okay, so let's see how the Baby Brezza, how it does. Here we go. Let's taste it and see how it is. Remember, this is all natural. This is one of the great things about being a parent and feeding your kids baby food that you make, is that you don't have to worry about added preservatives or any other ingredients other than the ones that you put in. And remember, maybe your child likes a little bit of flavor or something else inside of this, so it's pretty cool. You can do anything you want. Here we go. A little bit more. Let's try it out. Just like Mama used to make. Now you see, what I'm going to do for my own recipe in this, I think I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon in there, so I may do something like that. This could turn into something that I'm going to use. This is a great product. I cannot say enough about this. Once again, just a little bit more info. You just take it out, pour some of the applesauce that you've just made, put it in there. You can put it in some of your storage bins that comes with it. Put it in the freezer, freeze it, reheat it over here. This is pretty much anything you can ask for if you're a parent. It is the Baby Brezza or the Baby Brezza, whichever name you prefer. It doesn't really matter. It does the job. That's all you need to know. Big thumbs up from us over here at Baby Talk 360. I'm Aaron Thomas, and this is the product review of the week.
Hi everybody, welcome to another product review segment on Baby Talk 360. I'm Deborah Thomas, and today we are reviewing products from the very unique company called Baby Burpum. And what Baby Burpum does is they manufacture very unique burp cloths. And what's unique about their burp cloths is that they're designed to stay in place. I've seen a lot of different burp cloths, and if you have a squirmy baby, they always fall off of your shoulder and you end up getting their spit up all over your clothes. But with Baby Burpum's burp cloths that are designed to put in place, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Another great thing about the Baby Burpum's burp cloths is that they're 100% certified organic cotton. There's no bleach used, there's no dye used. You don't have to worry about your baby getting an irritation or a rash while you're burping them, because there's no dye and there's no bleach used. So that's another great benefit about their product. Also, the material of the burp cloths, it's very durable, it's thick. You don't have to worry about the spit up going through and onto your clothes because the material is very thick. So like I said, I've seen a lot of different burp cloths. They're very thin flannel burp cloths, but these ones are very thick and durable. So you don't have to worry about, you know, getting any mess on your shirt. Now their burp cloths come in two different styles. This one here that I'm going to show you is called the wrap. It comes in one size, so it's one size fits all, because as you can see, it just wraps around you, and you just tie it at the bottom here. And you know, you would burp your baby and it would stay in place. I'm tugging at it. If you have a squirmy baby, you can see I'm tugging at it. It stays in place. You don't have to worry about any spit up getting on your clothes. As well, it provides a lot of coverage so that the spit up, you know, kind of drips down. It won't get on your clothes. Your baby will like lying on it. You'll like wearing it. It's very comfortable. Your baby's probably not going to want to come off your shoulder. It's very soft and comfortable. So that's the wrap. It's one size fits all. And also you can use this part to, you know, wipe off the spit up on your baby's face, their chin. So just, you know, another little neat thing about their product there. The other design that they have in their burp cloths, this is called the band. This comes in different sizes because it's a little bit more fitted. This is a small medium. If you need a bigger size, they have, medium large sizes. You can see that it's a little bit more sturdier than the one I just showed you. It doesn't have as much coverage, but this one might be good if you're walking around and your baby's really squirmy. You don't have to worry about the burp cloth coming off and getting the spit up all over your clothes. So this is the band, and the other one was the wrap. So that is Baby Burpin' for you. They make unique baby burp cloths. Like I said before, their material 100% organic, no dye or bleach used. Very durable material, thick, soft. Your baby's gonna love it, and so are you. For more information on Baby Burpum, visit them at their website at www.babyburpum.com. That's BABYBURPUM.com. I'm Deborah Thomas for the product review segment on Baby Talk 360.
Welcome back to the show. I would like to personally thank everybody for tuning in, watching the program, as well as all the hard work that's been put in from our production side and everybody that's been involved in the show for the past 5 months. The next couple of weeks moving forward, I'm expecting, and my wife are expecting a child, so we're going to be taking maybe 2 or 3 weeks off. But when we come back, it's going to be season 2 of the program, Baby Talk 360, and it's going to be a completely different format. It's going to be a live show. It's going to be a 1-800 number. You're going to get to call in from anywhere in North America. Speak to me, speak to Dr. Michael Ross, an OBGYN, live on the air to answer any one of your questions. Plus, once again, we're going to keep doing product reviews, everything else. The show is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's all thanks to you, the people at home that are tuning in and watching the program and making this a success as it is right now. So on behalf of all the viewers out there, all the families at home, my beautiful wife, Deborah Thomas, my cat, DeBobs, my dog, Romeo, and my soon-to-be daughter, not going to say her name, I'd like to say, keep yourself safe and keep your family safer. My name is Aaron Thomas, and thank you for watching Baby Talk 360.